I'll be honest with you, I don't think they will stagnate this season. I just think it's one of the things you just mentioned there, John. 40 games. It is a hell of a lot of games to go unbeaten. At some stage, it is going to end, and it's not nice when it ends. But if you listen to the manager there, they take full responsibility and they'll be ready for tomorrow night. So I've got no worries that it will have a knock-on effect. I just thought they weren't at it. Now the best thing is they travel down the bus for Tannadice, they get in training on the Sunday, they reset themselves, they dust themselves down, have a chat what they need to do better, and I think they'll come out flying tomorrow night. But in terms of signings, I look at the Rangers squad, I think it's a really strong squad. And I think it's a squad that most Rangers fans should be happy with. I think there's strength and depth, I think there's a lot of quality, there's real competition for places. So look, I wouldn't look too much into the last couple of defeats. Look, it's a worry if it goes on for a number of weeks, but look, I really believe it won't, and I think they'll get back to winning ways tomorrow night.
No, I wouldn't agree. Yeah, I think it's what we've seen in Scottish football over the last number of years. I think the way that Celtic and Rangers have gone on, and more so probably Celtic for the length of time that they went undefeated, then the season that Rangers had, that's uncommon. You know, that probably shouldn't happen. It's not. I don't think that's healthy in any sort of domestic game. It comes as a shock, I think, when either side's associated with that. But I don't think there's any need to press a panic button. A panic button just yet. I think this season is probably the strongest division that we'll see. I think there'll be loads of points that will be shipped throughout the season. I think it will be impossible to go to places like Easter Road, Tynecastle, up to Tannadice, as we've already seen, and the teams don't give up certain amount of points. So I think that's only going to be natural. I think for Rangers it's a test of character and mentality and mindset just now, because last season was very different. They managed to get the job over the line very early. They had a lot of time to kick back and process that and enjoy it. And as John mentioned, they fell short, in the cup games, and that's something that they'll look to put right. But I think over the course they've been outstanding in their performance levels. I think the squad just now does look really strong, and the players that they've added to that, with Sakala coming in, I think he's going to be a real asset already.
Lindstrom as well.
Yeah.
I mean, you got him in a free transfer. If he had a year or two left in his contract, you're talking £8-10 million. But listen, I think tomorrow night you don't need to do a team talk. The only thing he'll say, I need a reaction, and if I'm a player, I'm going to give them a reaction, because I wouldn't be happy with Saturday. That's the best thing as a footballer. After a defeat, you need a game as quickly as possible, and that's what Rangers have got tomorrow night. And what a game it is. Champions League qualifier. You mentioned it at the start of the show, potentially worth 35 million, a full house, where most of these players ain't played in front of a full house at Ibrox, and it's going to be electric. Listen, it's a special place under the lights, Champions League game, that they're going to come flying out of traps. I have no doubt in my mind about that.
And I think when you process that thought, though, that excites you.
Oh, it does.
I think
I'm
the question in a lot of
now.
people's minds is, will the Rangers players be able to cope with that pressure? Because I think we spoke about it on Thursday night with Craig as well, that he was conscious that maybe after 20-25 minutes, if things are not quite going your way at Ibrox, you feel that anxiety within the stadium. You hear,
I would go 10 minutes. I wouldn't go 20-25. I always says to the players before we went out in a big game, I've got 10 minutes, and if we don't produce a goal in 10 minutes, or we don't start well, the fans are going to be on us. And listen, they've got every right to be on us. But that kicked me on. If the fans started getting on my back, right, you know what, I need to try and drive the team forward. And we need leaders in the team. And I look at the Rangers team, and I still do believe that they've got that. They've got Griggsy in goals, they've got Devo. Golson became a real leader last year. Taverniers became a very good captain as well. So they have got guys in that team that can drive the team forward.
Tell Alexa to launch Go Radio, or listen on the Go Radio app.